Hey everyone, Dom here, and today Spectralayers 12 has just dropped, and once more it contains some features that made my jaw drop. As you know, I'm a massive Spectralayers fan. Spectralayers 11 has been so deeply integrated to my workflow when it comes to mixing, mastering, and even sound design that it's an essential tool for me. Now, this version knocks it out of the park again, and not only does some things that I wanted really badly, but it does them also extremely well. Let me show you. The first thing that blew me away with Spectralayers 12 is the Unmixed Song module, because this has been vastly improved. This has been one of the tools that I've been using for the past year to do stem mastering when I don't have access to the stems, and it has proven to be an invaluable tool. It's something that I use all the time, and now the unmixed quality has been improved vastly. The vocals are cleaner, the drums are cleaner, the bass is much better. Also, there's a bass and sax unmix that can happen before any other process so that you get a better result for your vocals and everything else. And the first thing that I did, of course, is try it on one of my tracks. This is my latest single. Let me show you what kind of quality we're talking about. So as you can see, here is the original, and I've unmixed this portion here. So let's play this, and I'm going to solo the different stems that it created.
In this place with our hearts erased.
Drums.
Get my life
Bass.
back.
And that's a very nice and assertive bass stem. Let's try the vocals.
From our minds, simply unforgettable, lost and irreplaceable. I better come home.
And the reason why I chose this track to show you is because I know the production inside out, and I know that the vocals are very, very dense. They're doubled with sims. They're also left and right. We have breath whisper layers, and Spectralayers 12 extracted all this, and it's so clean.
I better come home. Tonight I'm gonna make it on my own. I better come home. I've waited for this moment for so long, and just rule the game, fade away. Better come home.
So all the layers, all the harmonies, the doubles, the breaths, the whisper layers, everything is there. And of course, this means that if I have a stem like this, I can use it for mastering, for stem mastering, which again, it just raises the level of the quality that you get. And to be honest with you, I was lucky enough to talk about Spectralayers 12 and geek about Spectralayers 12 with some top level engineers and producers in the industry. I'm not going to do any name dropping here, but you might figure out in the following days. And they were all telling me the same thing, that they were blown away by the quality, and they're already integrating Spectralayers into their workflows, which, to be honest with you, speaks volumes. Now, here's the next thing that I really wanted from Spectralayers, and now it's possible. And this is an improved Unmixed Drums module. Now let me show you what it can do on an already unmixed drum stem. So as you can see here, I have my drums, and now what I can do is I can go here to my Unmixed Drums, and now you will see that we have kick drum, snare, toms, hi-hats, rides, crashes, all of these things you can unmix. So I'm going to unmix the already unmixed stem. And there you go. Now you can see that here under my drums, we have kick drum, snare, toms, hi-hats, rides, and crashes. So from this unmixed stem, let's check out the kick drum. Snare. The hi-hats. And you know why this is important to me? Because let's say I want to go here to my kick drum and I want to make this kick drum have more transient information. This is impossible to do on a stereo mix. Even on a drum mix, it's going to be impossible to do. But what I like to do is I like to go here, and this is the technique that I like to use with Spectralayers. I like to go and grab my transient selection tool, and I like to select my transients here. And then I like to go here and add my amplifier, and I just paint all over this. And you can see it enhances the transient quite a bit. So I can just go and just overdo it so that you can see how it sounds. And now, check out this kick drum hit and this kick drum hits. See that? So I can do the same thing with the snare. Grab my amplifier here. Add a little bit of amplification there. And now, see how much punch I added to the snare. And you can imagine you can go into such a deep level on every stem, even if this is extracted by a full stereo mix, which is unreal. And it goes without saying you can extract the toms and everything. To be honest with you, I was surprised that this works on electronic drums. These drums come from my Modern 80s kit Max. But for example, this is kind of acoustic drum kit. And this is after the unmixing. Let's listen to the kick drum. Snare. It's so clean. Hi-hats. Toms. And you know what? For example, right here you can see there's a little bit of rumble here. And I mean, one thing that many people don't get with Spectralayers is that this is like Photoshop for sound. So if you don't want this rumble here, or if you feel that this rumble belongs, for example, to the kick drum or to the, I don't know, a different mic, then all you need to do is select this, hit delete, and it's gone. See, I didn't remove everything. I just removed this frequency that I didn't like. And if I don't want this one, for example, again, I can just remove it. So when I saw this, immediately it brought a smile to my face. And by the way, I want to say right now that this video is not sponsored by Steinberg. Actually, Steinberg have no idea that I'm making this video. This is such an amazing tool that I wanted to share this with you. However, this video does have a sponsor, and that's me. In case you missed it, a week ago I announced my brand new Cubase Masterclass that so many of you have been asking me for years to make. This isn't just another Cubase course, this is over 17 hours worth of masterclass that I spent a year crafting to turn you into a Cubase ninja. In this masterclass, I cover all the Cubase basics you need to know to get started, deep audio and MIDI workflows, bulletproof recording techniques, precision editing, deep MIDI tricks for beat makers, film composers, and everyone in between. Pro-level audio editing, comping, time stretching, warping, vari-audio, audio extensions, advanced workflows, the Cubase Mix Console, plus Cubase 14's new modulators, sampler track, chord tracks, chord pads, drum machine, and other creative weapons. I'm also showing you power user tricks for film composing and full guides on how to run external synths and output gear like plugins and so much more. My goal is that you don't just know Cubase, you own it. And because many of you reached out to me about this, my masterclass is now officially on its final days of the 50% early access offer. Use the code right here. After next week, it will go back to full price, so feel free to check out all the chapters to see what I'm covering. And thank you so much to each and every one of you that decides to enroll. All right. Back to Spectralayers. The next module that I was really excited to see on Spectralayers 12 is the Unmix Soundtrack module. And oh my goodness, I wanted this so badly. And I'm going to explain why. This module, let me show it to you, is this one, Unmix Soundtrack. It allows you to unmix dialogue, effects, and music. And when do you have these kinds of things? When you want to unmix soundtracks. And guess what? I need this so much because many times I get trailers, I get film cuts where the director sends me a version with effects that are temp effects, or even worse, even with temp music. And most of the times I have to remove everything, remove the dialogue, and then compose from scratch underneath without having the dialogue there to have a point of reference. So for me, this module is, oh my goodness, it's a godsend. Because now, let me show you an example. I have this soundtrack here.
Both mundane and immortal. How long can we withstand this onslaught?
And you can hear we have sound effects, we have dialogue, we have music. Let's hit apply. Let's say I want to compose the music on top of this. Most likely I want to keep the dialogue, but maybe I want to keep the effects. I definitely don't want the music. So this module does just that. Check it out. And you can see we have dialogue.
How long can we withstand this onslaught?
Music. And effects. I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, this is such an important thing to have the dialogue.
We must form an alliance.
And I can still use the dialogue while I'm composing so that I know how to underscore and leave space for the dialogue. This is a hugely important module, Unmix Soundtrack. The next one is this one, the Unmix Noisy Speech, and this has been improved dramatically. Let me show you an example that would be really, really hard to get a clean voiceover out of.
I like to think we get to a point where we're relying solely on our skill.
Okay, now let's listen to the speech.
I like to think we get to a point where we're relying solely on our skill.
It's so clean.
Relying on a certainty that we are going.
And of course, I get the noise as well. So if you want to extract the ambience from a speech recording, you can still do that. Now, there's a lot of stuff in Spectralayers 12, so I will not cover everything on this video. This is not going to be what's new in Spectralayers video. I am just showing you the things that I think are the most impressive ones, at least for me. And of course, there are many other things that are really impressive, especially when it comes to editing, copying from layer to layer and cutting from layer to layer. But these are more advanced things. But the last module I want to show you is the voice enhance, and this is something again that is extremely useful for me. Now the difference with this module is that it uses artificial intelligence to regenerate a voice that normally you wouldn't be able to retrieve and enhance in any way. Let me give you an example.
Will continue to fight on this war of resistance.
So you can hear this is a recording that's probably, it's muffled, it was probably recorded with not the perfect means. And yes, you could clean it, but that's the extent that you could go about it. You couldn't actually make this sound much better because there's no information. See, there's no top end, there's no nothing. Listen.
Will continue to fight on this war of resistance.
So now the voice enhance has this enhancement ratio, so I can hit apply, and it gives us this result. And now have a listen.
Will continue to fight on this war of resistance.
And this, now this is something that I can mix. Now this is something that I can add a little bit of EQ, a little bit of compression, a little bit of limiting, and I can turn this into a great sounding voiceover. And from what I understand, this is generative AI. The developer actually that creates Spectralayers, Robin, he's a genius. And not only he's a genius, but he's so invested into his creation, and the way that he updates the application is just unreal. But basically, this generated things that were not there before.
Will continue to fight on this war of resistance.
After.
Will continue to fight on this wall of resistance.
The S's are back, the voice is cleaner, it doesn't sound like it was recorded through a telephone booth or something. So this is something that's very exciting, and I know that when it comes to Spectralayers, all of the algorithms get improved over time. So I'm really excited to see what's coming next. And I think I'm gonna stop here. In the comments down below, let me know, what do you think about Spectralayers 12? Are there any other features that made you go, wow? As far as I'm concerned, I have a few more, but I want to keep this video short. Here I want to say, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want to support what I do and learn Cubase inside out, don't forget to check out my new Cubase Masterclass, 50% off for just a few more days. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.